He said it loud enough for the whole room to hear. "Stop acting like you own me. You don't get to tell me where I go or who I'm with." The laughter that followed burned hotter than the whiskey in my glass. His friends, our friends, looked away, embarrassed for a moment, then pretended not to be. I just smiled, a small, controlled curve of the lips. "You're right," I said. "We're not together anymore." He blinked, confused, thought I was bluffing, but I wasn't. When he came home that night, his key didn't work. The locks were changed. The neighbor, Mrs. Doyle, who'd seen more than he realized, told him what I'd arranged. He stood there, jaw clenched, trying to make sense of the life that had quietly folded in on itself. I met Mark 8 years ago in a bookstore. He was charming in that unpolished way, talked too loud, smiled too wide. I liked that he wasn't pretending. Or maybe he was, and I was too naive to see it. He said I made him want to be better. Back then, I believed people could be fixed if you just loved them hard enough. I built my life around that lie, his career moves, his ambitions, his storms. I held it all together, convincing myself that devotion was strength. But love, I've learned, is only noble when it's mutual. When it's not, it's servitude. The first crack appeared on a Tuesday, a text that wasn't for me. "Can't wait for tonight." His phone was on the counter, unlocked. I wasn't snooping, it just lit up in front of me. My heart didn't break right then, it paused, like it was waiting to see if maybe there was some mistake. There wasn't. I didn't confront him, not yet. Instead, I started watching. Patterns. Late nights that became early mornings. Unexplained weekends. His new cologne, something expensive, something I didn't buy. Then, the lipstick on the inside of his shirt collar, barely there, a faint coral smudge. Proof disguised as a whisper. When I finally knew, really knew, something in me went still. He thought I'd cry, scream, maybe beg. I did none of those things. I smiled, kissed him goodnight, and let him think he'd won whatever game he was playing. Then I started planning. The first move was quiet, calling the bank, moving my salary into a new account under my name. The second, transferring the house title, which was conveniently written jointly, into my sole possession after catching his forgotten signature on a refinance document. Legal, subtle, irreversible. He was too distracted to notice. Affairs are time-consuming. I spoke to a lawyer next, calmly, methodically. The divorce papers were drawn up, but not filed. Timing is everything in these matters. While he was out with her, I was cleaning the house. Every trace of him cataloged, boxed, and labeled. I even left a few things behind. The ones that would sting to lose. A watch from his father, a vintage record he loved. I sold them quietly, paid off the rest of the mortgage. Revenge doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes it's just tidy. The night at the bar was my last performance. I'd known about his little gatherings for weeks. How he'd mock me, twist the truth, make me sound like some controlling wife who didn't understand him. So I let him humiliate me. One last time. Publicly. Deliberately. Because nothing disarms a man like thinking he's already won. When he came home, drunk and triumphant, I was gone. The house was spotless. My ring on the counter. His clothes in black trash bags by the curb. Mrs. Doyle, bless her sharp old heart, watched him jiggle the lock and curse. Then she told him, voice soft but lethal, "She moved out this morning, said you'd figure it out soon enough." He called 27 times. I answered once. "I can't believe you did this," he said. "You're right," I told him. "You can't." He found out about the bank accounts a week later, the house a month after that. When the divorce papers arrived, neatly sealed and notarized, he finally understood the math of betrayal. That you don't get to destroy someone and expect to walk away whole. He tried to come by once. I watched through the window as he stood there, looking smaller than I'd ever seen him. Then he turned and left. Sometimes revenge isn't fire. Sometimes it's silence. The kind that fills every room you used to share until it echoes in the betrayer's chest. People ask if I miss him. No, I miss who I thought he was. But I don't regret the smile I gave him that night or the door he couldn't open later. Because closure isn't always a conversation. Sometimes it's just the sound of a lock clicking shut.